Good morning. Miriam Schreiber was born in 1932 in Warsaw, Poland. She grew up there with a very loving family. It was a good Jewish family. But in 1939, when she was 7 years old, she had to flee for her life. The whole family took off and they began hiding in little villages and then out in the forest of Poland. They managed to avoid the Nazis, but were ultimately captured by the Russians. The family was sent to a slave labor camp in Siberia, and they would be there for the next 6 years. There in Siberia, she would see some of her family members freeze to death, others starve to death. She would survive. Finally, she would be liberated when she was 14 years old, and she would be sent to a special camp for displaced people in Germany. She went to Germany, and there she would be there for another 7 years. And while she was there in Germany, there she met her husband. They fell in love. She had a son. In 1960, they moved as a family to the United States. She was 28 years old. She was determined not to become bitter about her past, but continue to face the future. But one of the things that she had been deprived of was any kind of formal education. But Miriam was someone who was determined to learn and to grow. It turned out she was an avid reader, and she's always been reading and reading. But it's always disturbed her that she never had any kind of a school degree. She's an amazing lady of faith. She's now 88 years old. It turns out that she had 2 sons, and now she has 4 grandchildren, 3 great-grandchildren. Her husband passed away 9 years ago now. But earlier this year, she was invited to come and to speak to the New England Jewish Academy. It's a very prestigious school. She came and she talked about her life story to the senior class who was there, about what she had endured and now what she had learned, what she believed. The students were so impressed with Miriam that they voted unanimously she needs to be conferred an honorary high school degree. And so it was approved. She was going to get her honorary degree this past May with graduation, which didn't happen because of the coronavirus. And so it was just a few weeks ago that they were able to finally have a special session, a special night of graduation for Miriam. She had her cap and her gown. There were a few guests who were there, socially distanced. No, she came in and there she received her degree, and she talked about what it meant at 88 years old to receive an honorary high school degree based on her experience, her knowledge, her learning. They felt she really deserved it, without a doubt. You know, it made me wonder, how many books a year do you read? You know, I've seen a study not long ago that said the average American adult reads about 3/4 of 1 book a year. How many books do you read? How do you get your knowledge, your news? 30-second spot on Facebook? Something on YouTube? Where you glance and you read 30 seconds here, a minute there, a maximum of maybe 5. How do you grow in your knowledge? How do you grow in your faith? If we're not careful, we keep the same faith we had as children, and we never are challenging ourselves and learning and growing and thinking. You know, I hope you'll think this year about being a part of Wednesday Night Alive. We're going to be starting back on September the 16th, and we're putting protocols into place that if you want to come in person, then you can do so. We're requiring you wear masks and social distance, but we're going to have it to where you can come if you want to be in person. But of course, our classes will also be offered online so that everyone who wants to can participate. Reverend Wendy Lambert and I are going to be teaching a class, and we're going to be talking about how your Methodist faith can provide you strength and peace and a positive spirit in times like this. We're going to look at John Wesley's life and look at these seminal moments in his life and how did they help him to grow. All throughout his life till he passed away, he was still growing in his faith and his knowledge, which is what we're all called to do. It doesn't matter whether we're a teenager or whether we're 88 years old. We're called to be growing in knowledge and in our faith all of our days. So here's to you, Miriam. Miriam Schreiber, you deserve your degree in high school, and we're so very proud of you. And you inspire us all to grow in our faith so that we can share God's love and bring hope in this world. I hope you have a great day, and don't forget to love your neighbor, no exceptions.